Tashi Spring, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation. Honorable Orlando Brewster, Minister of Sports. Mr. Josiah Vincent. He's the second VP of the SVG Football Federation and Chairman of the Technical Committee. Ms. Yolande London, Executive Member of SVG Football Federation and Chair of the Women's Committee. Mr. Peter Edwards, GS and of SVG Football Federation. Mr. Nelson Hillocks, Chairman of the Local Organizing Committee. We have here Ms. Osana Boye, Manager of Lady Heat. Dr. Naja Peters, Member of the LOC responsible for medical. We have Mr. Ezra Hendrickson, who is the head coach of the senior male team. And we would like to welcome as well the sponsors, Subway, Michael Hewitt. He is the general manager of Rybeck Foods Limited. The United Nations, Ms. LaFleur Kwame, she's the country's coordinator. And we also have Ms. Lois as well, welcome. And of course, ECGC, Mr. Kelvin Franklin. Members of the media, staff of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Candy Fraser. I am the Marketing and PR Officer at the SVG Football Federation. I would like to say good evening, distinguished guests, officials, members of the media, our valued sponsors and partners, coaches, players, and friends of football. Welcome. On behalf of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the press launch of the WIFA Women's Tournament 2025. Tonight is more than just fixtures and schedules. It's a celebration of women's football, of progress, and of talents across our nation and region. We are so proud of our very own Lady Heat, and equally proud of our teams, of the teams from Barbados, Dominica, St. Lucia, who will be joining us pretty soon for this exciting competition. I have had the privilege of watching our women in training, Lady Heat, and what stood out most was their determination. Every player wants the same thing: to be recognized for their hard work, recognized for the hours of work, the sacrifices, the passion they bring to this beautiful game. That recognition begins here tonight. We could not do this without our sponsors. Special thanks to the United Nations, who is here with us, ECGC, Subway, and others. Those support makes this tournament possible. Your investment goes beyond sport. It's an investment in women, in community, and of course, in opportunity. When I think about opportunity, I think about the next generation. Children like my 6-year-old daughter, who are watching this very closely. For them, those women are role models. They show what? A prayer by Mr. Edwards. A prayer by Mr. Edwards.
Eternal and Heavenly Father, we thank you, God, because you are great, you are mighty, you are awesome. We want to thank you for life. We want to thank you for the opportunity you have given us, whereby we can be administrators to football in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We ask that you bless these proceedings and that everything will be done in decency and in order. We pray in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Shall we all stand for the national anthem, please?
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. Thank you for the national anthem as well. We would now hear from remarks from LOC Chair, Mr. Nelson Hillocks.
Thank you, Lady Chair. I will beg to adopt the protocol as it was extremely established and say a special good night to Minister Brewster and President Spring. And good night one and all, good night to the media. It's good that football is getting this good media coverage. Thank you very much, media. And I know from here tomorrow, the whole of St. Vincent will know what will be the biggest thing happening here from the 14th, Sunday the 14th of September to Saturday the 20th of September. The biggest thing will be definitely the WIFA Senior Women Tournament when we start to welcome our sisters from St. Lucia, Dominica, and Barbados to come to feel the heat of the females. You know, for the last year, head coach Hendrickson and his boys been really showing you we small but we talawa. And I'm sure that Brother Hardis and those females going to show that we are hard and we can be reckoned. I want to, as chair of this committee, I want to say thanks and express my appreciation to President Spring for his hard work in single-handedly getting this tournament going. WIFA has been dormant for a couple of years, and one of Spring's mandate, and I'm so happy that his executive took that mandate and gave it to the local organizing committee, is to get WIFA up and running. It is our small portion of probably CFU, CONCACAF, and all of that. This is a body that we have in the Windward Islands mainly, and to organize in a collective manner to give our footballers, male, females, the under 23s, the under 15s, and so forth, a chance to show their skills. The organizers choose to go with the female for this round because we want to show how important female football is to us as we in WIFA and to us here in St. Vincent. We want to equalize things. We can't give the guys all the attention. And while I am here, I might be out of place, but I just want to tell the rest of St. Vincent, President Spring will elaborate on these things later. Look for plenty things to happen in football for the rest of this year. So, start save the money, start to organize. And I know the young ladies, as Fraser say, they are working hard, and they are coming to give of their best. So we are expecting the sporting public, SVG, come out and support our Lady Heat. We start at Victoria Park, and we are on the 14th, as I said, Sunday. So Sunday, let us come and support our sisters, our nieces, our friends, our fellow Vincentians as they carry the flag forward to represent us. So far as the organizing committee have been meeting, we've been meeting weekly, we have our plans together, and we are ready to go. We are not seeking perfection, and we know more of his law. What will go wrong will go wrong. We are happy also, and I want to say thanks to Marketing Person Fraser, who has now joined the Federation a couple of months ago, that she brings some partners to us, and I'm happy to have these partners, the UN, Subway, and ECGC. We're really happy to have you, and we want you to continue to be with us. And I hope the love, well, I know Subway has some exciting things for us that we have to take up, but I hope Ezra is a jealous man, so he might want the thing spread to the Heat, to the men also. But again, And at the same time, I want to take the opportunity, media, help me please with this. This is a very expensive tournament. It is heading towards 7 digit. And we have the support of FIFA and CONCACAF and CFU. But we will do well if other people can follow the lead of Subway, UN, and ECGC. We are also hoping for some corporates in Vincent to rally and join with us. The Federation office is there. Call us, we are ready. We are open for other partnership to join in this national endeavor, as we know we are approaching our independence, and to help with this tournament. Again, I'm urging all Vincentians, let us come out. Let us be there with our girls. When they come out, we should be a massive 12 player. We should be a massive 12 player. If you look at the CPL, when they land down in Trinidad, TKR playing, you have to be frightened. We wouldn't get a crowd. I know that. In Barbados, the same thing. In St. Lucia, the same thing. The same thing happening in Guyana. They really don't have the players panicking. So I'm expecting us in St. Vincent, come out in your numbers, come out and support the ladies. They need our support. They are doing it for us. They are putting their blood, their sweat, and everything out there for us as a nation. And all we can do is to come out. Small money we charging, you know. For 2 big games, you're only paying $10. We're making it affordable. We know it's 4 nights of football, and we know you have to buy a thing. You know you have to buy a little thing to drink, a little thing to eat. You have to pass Subway after and eat something and so forth. You have to, so we ain't charging much. It's just $10 per night, 20 for 2. That is not too much out of the pocket. So we urging you to come out and support our girls as we do all we can from the Federation, and which is the LOC is a part of the Federation. We are doing our best to ensure that they get maximum coverage. So we as Vincentians, we are citizens now. Let us do our part and be with our team. Again, all the best to Vincy Heat, to Lady Heat. All the best to the Federation. Minister, thanks again for your support. We are happy that the Ministry of Sports is with us. And all the other sponsors, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much and have a good night. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Hillocks. We really appreciate everything that you've said. And of course, I'd like to reiterate, thank you definitely to our president, Mr. Otashi Spring, for his passion in getting this event up and running. So we're going to move quickly along, and we would have, of course, the Minister of Sports, Mr. Orlando Brewster, addressing us briefly.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Allow me to acknowledge Mr. Otashi Spring, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, Mr. Peter Edwards, General Secretary. And it is no surprise that we have the presence of the UN in the room as it relates to sports here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I must also single out the hard work of the Football Federation for the past year and the previous years, with Mr. Spring at the helm, pushing the mandate of football, both male and female, here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As a matter of fact, it was just a few weeks ago when we met at the cabinet level with the Football Federation in preparation for our semi-pros, our male semi-pros here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that we started laying the foundation for the female semi-pros to come on stream for next year. And I'm happy because I always stress the need for equity and equality. And if we have such a tremendous showing from our male national team, I want the same for our females. But we have to put the necessary resources in place and the necessary environment that would enable the development of the game of football. So I am excited. I'm looking forward for the semi-pros happening in the male division here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but even more excited to see the female in action next year so that we can have a well-coordinated and a well-organized semi-professional league here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I must say, as part of the development as well, our government has embarked in upgrading a number of the playing fields and installing lights. And as we speak, we have lights being installed at 4 different fields across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, namely in North Leeward at the Golden Groves playing field, in Layou at the Layou playing field, Daphne at the Daphne playing field, and in Sandy Bay, which we know as the London playing field. So we are looking at a holistic development because we want to not only develop the different aspects, meaning the male and the female aspect of the sport, but also develop the facilities and the necessary resources that are needed so that we can continue with enhancing and developing sports here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I would also like to take a copy from Mr. Hillocks and stress the need for corporate entities to get on board to help with the development of sports. Oftentimes it is said that the government is responsible for everything related to sports, but I can tell you that is not so. We need a holistic approach. We need members from CSOs, and we need also from corporate to come on board and join us in helping to develop our sports here in St. Vincent. And I'm not only appealing for football, but I'm appealing for cricket and all the different sporting disciplines. So I am again sounding that call for such a partnership to happen between private and government. We are always ready and able and willing to partner with corporate in order to enhance and develop sports here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This tournament will be significant, and I want to urge our Vincentian public to come out and support our girls, support our ladies. They will be on full display against Dominica, Barbados, and St. Lucia. And I'm sure, you know me, I don't like to miss an event. I'm sure I will be taking in some of those games, and I'm urging the general public as well to come out and support our girls. I know when the Vinci Heat male team is playing, we have a good crowd at Arnesvale, and I'm looking forward for that excellent crowd as well as it relates to the Lady Heat. So I'm encouraging each and everyone to come down. Matches will be played at different venues, and I'm sure that you will see the flyers going about leading up to the tournament. So please put that on your calendar. Get the young children to come out with you. And the cost is not significant. So you can't say it's the money is the problem. No, the cost is not significant. Also, I want to mention that we have been partnering with the SVG FF as it relates to the male version, and recently they were engaged with the Cubans to see how we can continue our friendlies as it relates to the male football here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So I'm looking forward to a lot happening from now until the end of the year as it relates to football here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I will always reiterate our government's commitment to strengthening, developing, and improving the various sporting disciplines, and football is no exception. So again, I'm happy to be here. The Ministry of Sports will stand with each and every organization and association as it relates to sports here in St. Vincent and work with you, hand in hand, heart with heart, so that we can get the best outcomes from our young people and all those who are involved in sports. So again, I want to fully endorse this tournament as the minister with the responsibility for sports. I want to also wish this tournament great success, and I'm looking forward to, you know, the team I'm supporting, but I'm looking forward to victories in our games. So again, may God bless each and every one. Thanks to all the stakeholders who are a part of this. And I'm looking forward to an excellent WIFA tournament here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. God bless and thank you.
Thank you, Minister Brewster. We really appreciate all that you have said. And we at the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, we appreciate all that the government has done in terms of the semi-pros for the male. But listen, we are excited about the females. Right now, we're going to show you a little clip of what we did on the field recently with the girls, thanks to API, Miss Nika Anderson. We have to big her up. No, Nika, we got to big you up, girl. And Crystal. So, guys, take a look.
So we're here with Azimeko. What position you play on the team?
Centre back.
Why you like that position?
Because I like defending and that position suits me the best.
Okay, so you think you're pretty good at defending?
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay. Now, how did you end up being on the team?
Well, I've been playing since I was 13 years old, so.
13? Oh, you look 13. How old are you?
Yes, I'm 16.
Oh, really? So what school you attend?
St. Joseph's Convent, Kingston.
So you're in Form 5?
Yes.
And how have you been balancing sports with?
I'm not really good at the balancing, but
You're working on it?
I'm working on it.
Okay. And how does playing football help you in general?
Well, teaches me to be disciplined.
And what else?
And, well, it also helped me with the time management.
This is your favorite pastime? This is your favorite thing to do?
Yeah.
Why you love football?
Just my element.
Just your element?
Yeah. And I met a coach and I asked him, do you train ladies? And he said, yes, you can come to training. So that's how I started.
Oh, so like you saw an opportunity and you basically took it.
Yeah.
Right? And what is your role on the Lady Heat team?
So I'm a central defensive midfield player.
Well, what's that? You have to help me here because
Okay.
I don't know anything about
I basically
football.
play in front of the centre backs with the help of my number 10 and number 8. Yeah, so I basically clean up everything behind there.
Okay.
Protect my defense.
Okay, all right. So you have like a big role in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it like preparing to play against like 4 or 5 different teams? You guys have a big tournament coming up and this must be something big for you.
Yes.
What is it like preparing to play?
I mean, it's very intense, especially now for us it's like pre-season. So it's very much intense. We get a little bit of technical work, physical work, you know, just to be prepared for the matches that are to come.
Okay, and of course, you have a love for football, right?
Yes.
Of course. With all good things, there are challenges. What are some of the challenges that you face while playing, and how do you overcome those challenges?
One of the main challenges for me is, I'll say, I have a rheumatic heart disease. One of my valves in my heart, it's burst.
Wow.
So I'm on a lot of medication for that, but I don't let that stop me from, you know, pushing 100%, 120, 150, how much ever the coach needs from me.
You give it. So do you get treated differently because of your...
No, I don't make it known. Like some of the players, they do know, but I don't make it be known. I don't want it to be like I have an excuse.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm not putting in 100% or giving the coach how much ever he wants, you know, so I don't really let that study bother me in a sense. I just try to, when it's time for me to take my medication, I study it then. But
After that,
that's it.
is feel
Yes.
and
Yes.
okay. So last but not least, what is your favorite thing about football? Okay, so we have a number of favorite things because clearly somebody getting real. Okay, so tell me two. If you can't tell me one alone, if there's multiple, it's fine. Just tell me.
Meeting a lot of people. I mean, in this game, especially playing at the international level, you get to meet a lot of. Okay, we played against Dominican Republic last World Cup qualifiers, and I got to meet the number 14, and I used to watch her play for Watford FC in England.
So this is somebody that you watch on the television?
Yes. So getting to meet a lot of new faces, interacting with a lot of people, it just like, you know, and also I'll have to say like the competitiveness of the game, the ladies and everything.
You like the competition?
Yes.
The competition gives you chills.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so encourage everyone to come out and watch Lady Heat take their win when the other teams in the big competition. Because Lady Heat winning, right?
Yes,
okay.
we are.
Lady Heat winning.
Okay, so everybody come out and support. Support. We repping one Lady Heat, never two.
One Lady Heat.
Okay, guys. This is
a
a full interview. We will watch it another time. I encourage everyone to take a look at it.
Girls, they have been working very hard.
Very emotional.
Their energy
very
level is
educational.
high, and
so we will continue, but please view this interview by API. We're really appreciative of it. We're gonna move along. It was a little emotional for me, but let's move along. We really appreciate you, Chelsea. We appreciate Ashanti and the other players. Really do. Okay, so next up is of course, the lady of football, Miss Yolande London. She's gonna give a run through of the tournament and so forth.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fraser. And Chelsea, I think your calculations is a bit off. You said under 20, but I've had the privilege of working with Chelsea with the National U15 since the National U15, and she has always been a refreshing individual, heart, everything. She goes out and has always given 100%. So I just want to say I appreciate you. I'm asking you kindly to allow me to adopt the protocol that was already established, and just to say a very special night to everyone, and we are happy to see you here celebrating this very special moment with us here tonight. Let me start by saying that I am very pleased that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, under the leadership of President Spring, has taken this very important decision to host the WIFA tournament this year. It is even more encouraging and commendable that after a hiatus, the competition will be restarting with the female component. This is a testament to the level of commitment that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation has on women football and its development. There would always be room for improvements. However, this initiative should never go unnoticed, as it speaks great volumes. And also, it's a great indication that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation is headed in a positive direction as it relates to women football development. The last WIFA senior tournament was held from the 30th of June to the 6th of July 2019 in St. Lucia. 4 teams participated: St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that championship was won by Lady Heat of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All of the participating countries for this year has indicated that they have been putting in the work, just like our Lady Heat. they have been doing so as well. So I believe that based on that, we can expect a very competitive but friendly competition. The tournament this year, after 6 years of dormancy, would run from the 14th of September to the 20th. The participating teams this year are Barbados, Dominica, St. Lucia, and host St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The format of the competition would be played in a round-robin format, so everyone plays each other. And at the end of that round, the two top teams, that's the teams first and second with the highest points, will then face each other to determine the champion. And the two cellar teams, which are the two teams with the least number of points, would play each other for the third and fourth place respectively. The games would be played at two venues. During the first round, the games would be played at Victoria Park, and the third place and finals would be played at the Annisvale Sporting Complex. The fixture for the competition. Each night there would be double headers, so two games would be played nightly. It's starting on Sunday the 14th of September. Game 1 will start at 5 p.m. and will feature Barbados versus St. Lucia. Then at 7:30 p.m., host St. Vincent, our own Lady Heat, will take on Dominica. Then it continues on the 16th, that's Tuesday. St. Lucia would come up against Dominica, 5 p.m., and then Lady Heat, St. Vincent and the Grenadines will play Barbados at 7:30 p.m. And then on Thursday the 18th, Barbados would take on Dominica at 5 p.m., and St. Vincent would play St. Lucia at 7:30 p.m. All those games will be played at Victoria Park. On Saturday the 20th, we would start with the third place playoff at 5 p.m., Annisvale Sporting Complex, and then the finals at 7:30 p.m., again at the Annisvale Sporting Complex. Let me say at this point that in order for women football development to be effective and successful, it requires a holistic approach. And that holistic approach involves all of us that are present here to also come out and support our girls. Support all of the females from all of the participating countries. This tournament can be very successful, and that can only be done if we all come together and do what we have to do, and that is supporting. So come the 14th of September, Sunday, there's no other place to be than at Victoria Park, supporting the wonderful, talented ladies from across the region. See you there. Thank you.
Once again, thank you to Miss Yolande London. And yes, guys, please be present at the Victoria Park, supporting our ladies. We're almost at the end, so now we're going to hear remarks from, of course, our sponsors. We're going to start with the UN, and then we're going to have the Subway. So please welcome Miss Lafleur Kwame from the UN.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I wish to acknowledge the presence of Dr. the Honorable Randall Brewster, the Minister with responsibility for sports, and formerly Minister of National Mobilization and Gender Affairs, Mr. Otashi Spring, President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, other members from the football fraternity, my colleague from UN Women, Ms. Rima Lewis, well-wishers, other sponsors, partners, good night. Minister, you wondered how the UN, became involved. Well, I am a gender advocate, and you know that we are 5 years away from the deadline for the Sustainable Development Goals. So when I received the call, that was followed by the email, I quickly jumped on it because this helps in terms of bringing visibility, advancing gender equality and empowerment of women. So I reached out to my UN Women colleagues based in Barbados and also my colleague here. And, things just happened. It's a win-win for everyone, basically. So I bring greetings on behalf of the United Nations Sub-Regional Team for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean as we celebrate the launch of the WIFA Women's Tournament 2025 right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And let me begin by congratulating the organizers, the St. Vincent and Grenadines Football Federation, and partners behind this dynamic initiative. The WIFA Women's Tournament is not only a celebration of athleticism, it is a celebration of empowerment, inclusion, and the boundless potential of our Caribbean girls and women. Sports is a powerful tool of development. It builds confidence, leadership, and resilience. It connects communities and inspires change. And when women and girls are given equal opportunities to participate, to lead, and also to excel in sport, we move closer to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, especially those that are related to gender equality, health, and youth empowerment. And in this regard, I wish to highlight the important role of UN Women, the United Nations entity dedicated to gender equality and the empowerment of women. UN Women has long championed the use of sport as a vehicle to challenge stereotypes, promoting positive role models and creating safe and inclusive spaces for women and girls. And through its global and regional programs, UN Women works to ensure that women have equal access to sport, not just as players, but also as coaches, as referees, as administrators, and even as decision makers. And the WIFA Women's Tournament is a shining example of what is possible when we invest in women's leadership and visibility in sport. It reflects the values we share across the UN system, which are equity, dignity, and opportunity for all. We stand proudly with WIFA and all its partners in this journey. Together, we are not just organizing a tournament, we are shaping a movement. Congratulations once again, and I wish you all the best for a successful tournament.
Thank you again to Ms. Lafleur Kwame. We really appreciate. They did not hesitate a moment. They were like, yes, we're on it. When is the next meeting? So we really appreciate it. Moving on. Before I move on, I'd like to recognize Mr. Terrell Mapp and his significant other for being here from MCA, Cannabis 2020. Let me stop. Okay, so we're going to have, of course, Subway, who has been with us rallying from the beginning. So, Mr. Michael.
I can't say this last name. I'm trying to pronounce it. Nobody does it right. Following on accepted protocols, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Indeed, we've been on this journey since it started, I think. As a corporate citizen, trying to be a good citizen, we receive a lot of course, requests to partner with very many valuable causes. It's impossible to always tag along. Linking Subway as a corporation with sport is a natural thing, of course, but when Ms. Fraser brought this to us, it opened another avenue that we were more than pleased to jump in. It is not just to support the sport itself. Football is not just as a sport and entertainment, but its ability to bring communities together. We've mentioned a lot about the inspiration for young and the young lady that was there and is now there was talking about and encouraging young people to join anything, but join something that can be positive, and we believe in that. But outside of that, the ability of sport to bring a community together, right, in all the villages. This is something as a good corporate citizen, we try to as much as possible, have an impact on. And so this tournament, when it was brought and it was highlighting the ladies, there's a lot of attention on the men for good cause. They play good, they give us good results, and if anything, and we do have other things in the work for the future, but highlighting and helping the ladies to be highlighted, this is something that's very interesting, and we did not hesitate to jump in. And we look forward to a great tournament for everybody to enjoy, right? And we're sponsoring the tournament. We're not sponsoring the team, so we have no preference, like Mr. Brewster. So, go Lady Heat.
It's Michael Hute. Okay, so moving along, we want to, before I move along, thank you, Subway. They have arrived, they have come to all of our meetings, whether there was Mr. Peter Edwards or GS or not, but he was present all the way, and we really appreciate everything that you have done for us. They will actually be supplying our girls with their meals for at least 3 of the days out of, I think it's 4 in total, so that's amazing. So now we are going to have a special lady. She is actually the manager of Lady Heat. We're going to welcome Miss Osana Diriggs Boye. Welcome.
All right, so good night, everyone. Protocols already established. I'm here to announce with pleasure the squad that will be taking part in the upcoming WIFA games. So I'll start with the first player, Miss Tishana James, who is a goalkeeper. Arika Hooper, forward, position forward. Melanie Sto, defender. Ashanti Brown, center midfielder, defender. Kelisha Bowens, a defender. Venetia Johnson, midfielder. Kendra Finley, defender. Leona Barrow, center midfield. Nevea Richards, defender. Danelle Crease, forward. Cherish Laborde, midfield. Etricia Jeffrey, defender. Kasian Providence, defender. Kizian Providence, defender. Zanik George, defender. Redon Nanton, defender. Azumi Kwao, defender. Chelsea Cordis, center defense midfield. Nashika Prescott, center midfield. Gianna Glasgow, forward. Asantini Charles, midfield. And Masha Marshall, goalkeeper. All right, so that would be our squad for our upcoming WIFA games. And I do believe that with our dedicated coaching staff that we have and our players, that we will indeed regain the winners in this upcoming WIFA tournament. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Diriggs Boye. We are very pleased to have these women represent us, and we want you, of course, to come out and support us on Sunday. Congratulations to all the ladies. Now we have our president, of course, the man of the hour, Mr. Otashi Spring. He will deliver a message, and then we will be closing. Welcome, Mr. Otashi Spring.
Honorable Orlando Brewster, Minister of Sport, Mr. Nelson Hillocks, Chairperson of our local organizing committee, Mr. Peter Edward, General Secretary of the SVGFF, Madam Yolande Landon, Chairperson of the Female Committee, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation, other members of staff, sponsors, Senior Men Head Coach, Mr. Ezra Hendrickson, members of the media, pleasant night. I am indeed pleased to be a part of this important occasion, for we are gathered here tonight to celebrate a significant and exciting development: the return to active competition of the Windward Island Football Association. More importantly, means a great deal to us. Firstly, to this current SVGFF administration, it represents a step in the right direction, fully aligned with our strategic plan for football development. We campaigned for WIFA's revival because we believe in the value of consistent regional competition to elevate our game. Secondly, for WIFA, this tournament marks a resurrection of football development at the sub-regional level, a much-needed reawakening of the structure and the spirit that once bonded and built the Windward Island footballing community. I must take this opportunity to thank my colleagues in President Cooper out of St. Lucia, President Glenn out of Dominica, President Glean out of Grenada, and to a lesser extent, President Harris out of Barbados, who is our adapted body, so to speak, always supporting WIFA, and that is why Barbados is a part of the initiative. Thirdly, what does this mean for our Lady Heat? Now, this is a competition that will provide the essential preparation and match readiness as they continue to prepare for the official fixtures in the CONCACAF qualifiers coming up in November here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And fourthly, what does it mean for women football in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Let me say this clearly, that this administration has your back. We value you, and we intend to do for you what we do for the men. Women's football is not an afterthought. It is a cornerstone of our vision for a balanced and a thriving football culture. Now, across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, football is alive and progressing. Now, over 1,500 players are currently developing their skills in the community leagues throughout the length and the breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. More than 10,000 fans are being entertained weekly in these vibrant grassroots showcases. We are also building internationally and structurally. We are currently in negotiations for our senior men's international friendly against Cuba, which is scheduled for October, tomorrow, October. Just tonight, I would have received a call while being in the office from a CONCACAF comrade who shared some good news with me in saying that St. Vincent have now been chosen to host the U17 Boys World Cup qualifiers that is scheduled here, February the 3rd to 11th of next year. And to add to that, our Lady Heat, that is in the spotlight now, will be kicking off their CONCACAF qualifiers here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in November against Mexico. And importantly, well, the minister would have expressed it, but I would expound on it. Our semi-professional league is tentatively scheduled to commence at the end of September 2025. And this is another major step forward in raising the standard of local football and providing a clear pathway for elite players' development. All of this confirms what we already believe. We are well on our way to recapture our footballing heritage. We are building not just teams, we are building a footballing nation. This administration is committed. We are steadfast in our mission. We will breathe, eat, and drink football. Let me say a special thank you to Mr. Hillocks and his team, to Mr. Peter Edward and his secretariat team for the work that they have been doing in preparing and organizing for what is going to unfold here starting from the 14th of September. I know of the long hours. I know of the many meetings. Thank you very much on the behalf of the SVG FF Executive Committee. I will also say thank you to the United Nations Women Arm, Subway, and I know ECGC wants to come on board, for we would have had meetings just to finalize how they're going to basically be a part of this. But thank you guys for partnering up already. And I will take this opportunity to also appeal to the corporates in Vincent that we need your help. We can't do it alone, and we are here to build a footballing nation. So it is all hands on deck. Now, Mr. Hillocks mentioned that it is an expensive tournament, and it is. It is not a tournament that we had in our budget when we started the accounting year. But because of our drive and our strategic push to give WIFA a lifeline, when they talk, well, in fact, we're the ones who initiate the talk. And then we realize that we really have to grab the bull by its horn, because we don't want to miss the opportunity. So this is something that we are trying to create that wasn't really there before. And I could say that as a host nation, this is a tournament that is budgeted to run us in excess of $500,000. We are grateful that CONCACAF also would have lent some support. But truth be told, we need more support. And I'm appealing to the corporate sector out there to join the band and rally around Lady Heat, rally around women football. So it is 4 days of games, 4 teams, 2 games per day, 2 venues, 1 crown. Let me take this opportunity as well to reach our footballing community at large and appeal that you come and support the women, the girls, coming Sunday, the 14th, at the Victoria Park playing field. The very same support that you would give to the men, I'm appealing that rightly so, we should lend it to the women. Do have a blessed night. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President, Otashi Spring. We do need your support. We need everyone to come out from Sunday. Women are often overlooked, as you know, in society. And we want to prove a point, so we need your support. And in closing, as we launch this tournament, let us remember that every match is more than a game. It is a statement that women's football is here. It is strong and it is only growing stronger. To our sponsors, partners, officials, media, thank you. Our supporters, thank you for standing with us. To our teams, to my team as well, my marketing team, thank you so much. We are proud here at St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation. We're proud of Lady Heat, and we want everyone to stand behind us all the way. And finally, to the next generation, the young girls, and of course the boys, we're not going to leave you guys out, who are watching, including my own daughter. This is proof that dreams are